Hello, Sunil.
Hi, Mohita. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's been raining very heavily here in Bombay. What's the weather like in Gujarat?
No. Gujarat is pretty much dry and practically
Gujarat is
we
dry.
are,
It is a dry state.
yeah. This time it proves that it's a dry state.
Yeah, I see. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. I see Dr. Ramesh Cherapalli. I see Nand Kishore, Prem, Premnant. Premant, you were the one who'd asked questions the last time. That was good. And you were the one who did the doodle also. Do not do this again. To the others also, Mayuk, the names I recognize. Welcome, everyone. We'll start in another 2 minutes, Sunil.
Yep, no problem.
Hello, good evening, Sunil sir.
Good evening, Mudassir.
Sir, could you please tell, is there any prerequisites before starting the installation so that
Uh, for
everyone can prepare?
for installation, the prerequisite is Windows Home works fine because this is a Windows Home machine only, and I have uninstalled everything. So currently we are going to perform the installation from scratch and hopefully it works, right? Because we are going to install Docker. So for a while, I'll be out of the meeting because it will restart the machine and all. I'll come back and then I'll install the rest of the items step by step. We will follow the entire procedure step by step to install AlgoKit and to set up the Sandbox environment on a Windows platform.
Awesome. And I would say, please send all the links in the chat box so that everyone
Yes,
can easily
yes,
access.
yes.
Thank you.
No worries. So I have the everything is opened actually. So I'll just be able to showcase them how to from where to download. So it will be easier for them to approach once or maybe side by side. But anyways, going to take some time. If that is the case and all, they want to continue or they want to do with me alongside with me. But if they have downloaded Docker, then it can be easier for them. That is the only thing which is heavy in terms of size. It is around 583 MB. Rest everything is 50, 100 MB now. So it's not a big deal over there in
I've
terms of
already
size.
mentioned many students and developers that Docker is like it is a needed, so you have already downloaded.
Yes. So currently, I believe this is for the first time somebody is trying an installation live. So that's a separate challenge itself, but still, so that if any problem is there, people will also be able to identify that such problems might occur with them also, right? And then we will try to find out a solution for the same. So I already have a document also. I will like share the steps also after the installation is over in the chat so that they can copy and keep it aside so that it is easier for them to follow after the session.
Like that's very important thing that if
True,
someone miss, then he can follow later on.
true. And anyways, we need a sandbox environment for development. Otherwise, every now and then, if Windows, I mean, internet is not there or anything else is not there, you should not stop. I mean, it is not like that the internet not working, so you can stop your development. That's why we need sandbox environment. So without any sort of like testing wallets and integration and those um, funding of wallets and all those issues won't be there. So it is good to have a sandbox environment, technically speaking.
Yes, and some people are also talking about like they are building something. They can basically integrate that flow in the AlgoKit itself. So if that happens, then it will be completely offline we can basically develop and test.
Yes. So practically speaking, over here also, if they want to do, they can download the client file also without even app that dev. I need to find that command, but it is also possible to generate the client file from the code smart contract you have written. So that is also possible
So now let's
without
start.
dev flow.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. We'll start now.
Yeah, we can start.
Perfect. Perfect. Let's begin.
Yeah. So thank you
Thank
very much, guys, for joining us again. So today, this is the third session of AlgoGyaan, and we are going to install the AlgoKit or the entire Sandbox environment setup for the first time live, right? And I hope it works, as I said earlier also. So primarily, just let me share my screen so it will be easier for you to see and all. Let me know once it is visible for everyone.
Yeah, it's visible.
Yeah. So over here, this is the first link. You should go ahead and download this particular, but click on this button, it will download. I'll copy in the chat so you can collect all those links also. This is the first thing you should download, right? That is your Docker desktop for Windows. I have already downloaded, which will look something like this. Docker desktop installer around 572 MB, right? So once you downloaded this file, you can just install, double click on that and installation will start, right? So let us start that installation. You have to click yes, because it is a verified publisher. Okay, add shortcut to desktop, you can do that, no problem. And then unpacking will happen and installation will start. Whatever the not necessary Docker desktop to run this Docker desktop on Windows, whatever is necessary, it is being downloaded, unpacking actually from that 572 MB file. Then it will install. So today, a bit of waiting will be there every now and then. So meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can ask, because currently the download is going on. It will take some 4 or 5 minutes, because then it will install and then it will restart. So we have to take the next step.
So Sunil sir, meanwhile
Yes.
it's unpacking. Could you tell or like agenda for today what all we are doing? Okay, it's
So
all
today
still
we are,
installing.
yes. Now you asked a question, but then the installation is succeeded. So let us continue.
We'll
I'll
check it
answer.
in the end.
Yeah, I'll answer the question once the other installation starts. So once this is done, it will ask you for closing the window. Now, probably sometimes it asks you to restart, sometimes it doesn't, because I have already installed and uninstalled. So it is not asking me to restart again. But in your case, probably it will ask to restart your machine to take care of certain things, certain libraries which are being installed after the installation. Now, once we have done that, so on your desktop, because we added the Docker desktop shortcut on the window on the desktop itself, it will be there. So from there you can start. Now over here, it is asking for a subscription service agreement. You can just accept that. If you want to read, you can open from here and read from here also. And I'm like, okay, and accept. So over here, see, this will be an error that Docker desktop requires a newer WSL kernel version, right? Now they will give you some link and all. So don't do that. Let us just quit for now and let us close this one. And let me go to the next link and I'll copy that link over here. I'll copy in the chat. Meet has a question. You need to understand Docker. Then this is from here, you need to download this one, WSL2 Linux kernel update package for x64 machines, right? It is mandatory, otherwise your Docker will not run. So this is what you need to do that. So what I'll do is, I've already downloaded. So I'll go to my desktop, I'll go to installation softwares and I'll download this one. And I will install. And it is done, right? So now, as a first step, we installed Docker. Then we had to install that WSL2, which is Windows subsystem for Linux. So in order to run Docker on Windows, Linux images and everything, you need to upgrade that WSL. WSL is known as Windows subsystem for Linux. Previously, before Windows 8 and all, it was not possible to run like this, right? And that's why they have added a layer of Linux environment to the Windows so that now you can run Windows Linux environment on Windows without any issues. See. So these are over here also. You can see that it is we are talking about WSL, right? And WSL is basically your Windows subsystem for Linux. Now let us see whether now the Docker desktop runs or not. It has to run now because we have already done whatever is necessary. Okay, let's run as an administrator. I'm not sure what went wrong and why is it not working or stop. Give me a moment, guys. It is still stopped. So what I missed maybe is over here, there is a step. After downloading, there is a step of where you have to start you have to add the users or something. Docker desktop over here, accept, so that this is okay. We have done all these things. So now let me just restart because sometimes it will take, as I told you earlier, this is a bit tricky to run Docker on a Windows machine. So I'll just log out of the system for a while and I'll join within 2-3 minutes, right? And I'm just restarting the machine so that it will give me an idea why the Docker engine is stopped and not working. So Mohita, please take care while I'm logging out and logging again.
Sure. No worries, Sunil.
Yeah.
To the others present here, I'd just like to quickly update all of you on the big Algorand Impact Summit that's going to happen on the 30th of November and the 1st of December at the Leela Palace in Chanakyapuri, New Delhi. We're very excited for it because, of course, it's a global gathering of the Algorand ecosystem that's going to be present in Delhi. And as you all know, and those who don't know should know, that we have the Creating Impact Pitch competition, which is going on. And the submission is up to the 1st of October. So if you're still looking to submit, please go ahead. Mudassir, can you please share the link of the form, the submission form over here in the chat
sure.
box? Yeah, great, thanks. And this is where the top 10 semi-finalists from our pitch competition are going to be taken to present in front of the full ecosystem. And one very important update is that we're going to roll out the announcement in just a couple of hours or Monday, probably Monday, but mostly today. And we are very, very excited, about bringing this out. And the spotlight is going to be on India and, of course, global companies building on Algorand too. But, for something of this magnitude and scale to happen in India is something that, we're very proud of. And all of you are anyway part of our Algo fam. And we are very grateful, to you, to companies, to startups, individuals, our ABC leads, our student community, our dev community. So very, very glad and grateful to have you. So one thing here I really, really request is for all of you to engage, with our posts. Follow us on Twitter, because that is where we put, all the latest updates and announcements, the most recent ones. So please follow us there, and please engage with our posts. And we look forward to seeing all of you at the Impact Summit. I see Sunil is here, and I'm going to just quickly let him take over.
Yes, guys, I'm back. Okay, now let me share my screen again. Share. And as I told you, it is always better to, after installing Docker and WSL to restart. And you can see that now the Docker is running, right? Because we kept it that way that when in the settings window, I enabled this setting that start Docker desktop when you log in. So it started automatically and I don't need to go and start over there. Now, how do you identify the Docker is running? Because you are able to see over here this kind of scene, right? So that means the Docker is running. Otherwise, there will be a square at the center of the screen that it is basically your Docker engine has stopped working. So it is by all means, when you install Docker, please restart your machine and don't wait whether the message is there from the system itself or not, right? So this is our first step. So again, guys, what was the first step? Let me open the Word file also, so it will give you a better idea. Please let me know my screen is still visible, right?
Yes, it's visible.
So over here, we have taken the first step. Then I already mentioned that restart the machine is possible after installing Docker. And then we have installed the WSL 2.0, which is known as Windows Subsystem for Linux. And this is the link also I have found out. So that was the first step taken care of. Now, as a second step, you have to install Python also, as it mentioned in the document that we have to install Python and then Git. So all the three things we have to install. So over here, when you go ahead and check this one, go to your search and open terminal or command prompt or whatever you want to open. That's fine in Windows 11. And type a Python over here. Just type Python. If Python is installed, it will tell you that Python version. If Python is not installed, it will automatically fire the Windows Store, right? And you can see that it automatically redirected me to Python 3.11. So what you need to do, you don't need to download from anywhere else. Again, guys, just open the terminal, PowerShell, because when you open terminal, it will open PowerShell. You can open command prompt also, that's fine. And from there, you will be able to redirect yourself over here. Python 3.11 from Windows Store or Microsoft Store application. From here, just click install. So it will take some time. So Mudassir, yes, you were talking about the agenda. So the agenda for today is just to make them understand that how easy it is to set up AlgoKit, how easy it is to set up the Sandbox environment, what are the necessary steps, and how are we going to perform the entire installation step by step live. So they don't feel that we are just saying that it is very easy to install and all. It is seriously very easy, right? And we are going to prove that in some 10-15 minutes. So now this is done. So just close the store window and press upper arrow. Python is there already. Now press enter. And you can see that 3.11.5. That means your Python is working. You can press Ctrl Z and enter. So you will be out of that particular Python shell. And now you will be within the Windows PowerShell. So first step, we installed Docker. We restarted the machine. We installed the WSL2, which is Windows Subsystem for Linux. And then we installed Python. From where? From the Windows Store. So that step is also taken care of. Now Git. So as a third step, we need to install Git. Now Git is a bit tricky installation. If you go ahead and just write down Git, you are going to go over here. Now this is a different, okay, this is the one we are going to look, but still, sometimes what happens, the actual Git desktop people tend to download. If you do this one, see, so you don't need to download this one. This is a different GitHub desktop. What we need is this one. So don't get confused about what to download. Sometimes people may have downloaded this one. They might be using, but we actually need is this one, right? Which is Git for Windows. Specifically, it is written Git for Windows from this website only. And if you download that, it will have some the files like this one, Git 2.42 0.64b, right? Now let us install that. It will ask for your GNU, which is General Public License. It will ask for the installation path. I'm not going to change that, so that's fine for me. Next, it is already there because the previous installation were there, so I'm okay with that. I want to have that the version on desktop, then we can have the icon over the desktop, but that's okay, right? So over there, what I can do next, Git is fine. Next, it will ask all these things, VM editor, this and that. Don't change any single setting while installing the Git. Next, guys, my screen is visible, right? I cannot expand this one, so whatever is visible, you have to make sure that you are
it's visible.
looking at this one. So this is again Git command line and third-party software. I'm not changing. As you can see, it is already a recommended setting. Next, use bundled OpenSSH. That's fine. Use the OpenSSL library. That is also fine. Check out Windows style, commit Linux style. We are okay. Use Mint TTY. That is terminal of MSYS2. Next, default. That's fine. Git credential manager. That is fine. Enable, because it is by default enabled, I'm not going to change that. Next, this is okay, and install. So not a single change I have done while installing the Git. All right. Now we don't need to view the release notes. So just uncheck this option and click finish. So we are done with Git also. Now, if you want to check, you can open terminal again and type Git, whether Git is installed or not. And we can see that Git is installed because now we are able to see the entire file options and all. So three things we have to install directly from here. One is your Docker desktop, including your Windows subsystem for Linux 2.0. For 64, that depends on your machine. You can download from that particular website. Third thing is you have to download GitHub for Git for Windows, nothing else, right? Like this one. Now we are in terms of downloading, installation is done. So let us move ahead. What is the next? So the next step is we are supposed to install the PPEX. Actually, we overstepped and we installed the Git one. Sorry, we missed a step and installed the Git. So now we have to install a PPEX first of all. Now PPEX this is the command to install PPEX. Now PPEX is sort of a library which allows you to install various Python packages and all, which is mandatory sometimes when we install when we want to install certain libraries on Windows machines. Okay, I copied it twice. So this one, I guess, is the command PPEX, and I'll remove this one. I can copy this command in the chat also if you want, that what is the command which is required. So where is the chat? Over here. So this is the command to install your PPEX. Why this is the one, my -- user, is because we are installing for the user who is currently operating this machine. That's why it's -- user. Now enter. So it is collecting whatever is required and we are done, right? So it is all done. PPEX is installed. As a next step, we need to do this one. Now, plenty of people, because we are in very hurry. This is a generation where people are always in hurry and they tend to miss this particular step where we are adding the PPEX to the Windows, you can say Windows path variable, so that from whenever you are working, let's say you are working from a folder, you are working from desktop, downloads, and any other folder, it will still be able to access PPEX. If you miss this step, you will not be able to use PPEX, and then PPEX will give you an error saying unknown command, right? So what will happen over here? We are ensuring that Python is getting, or PPEX is getting installed or getting added to the path variable so that it can be accessible from any phone. Let's press enter. Now over here also, again, people are very much hurry. What they are telling you is all this thing is their path is been added to the path and all. But regularly, if you write down PPEX over here, for me, it is there because I have installed previously. But for you, it will give you a message, please restart the terminal to take effect. Because once you install this kind of library, you cannot use that particular command without restarting the terminal. So what you need to do, just close this one and restart again. Because I have already installed it, it didn't work for me. I mean, I once uninstalled the PPEX, but it might have been there added in the path variable already. That's why it did not ask me to restart the terminal. But it will ask you to restart the terminal, right? So just nothing, just close this one and open the terminal again and write down PPEX. So now PPEX is also done, right? So what happened? First of all, we installed everything now. The first step, we installed Docker, then WSL2 is done. We have installed Python 3.11. We have installed PPEX without any error. We have installed Git also without any error. As the last step, we are going to install AlgoKit. Now, what is AlgoKit? So AlgoKit is basically a special utility designed for us so that we can expedite the entire Algorand development process. So AlgoKit can allow you to create your wallets. AlgoKit allows you to export your private keys. AlgoKit allows you to access the wallets generated by your Sandbox environment. AlgoKit even allows you to deploy, you can say, a token directly over the Sandbox environment, directly without doing anything, right? Without any code even from the CLI itself. So AlgoKit basically is a CLI which has plenty of like commands inbuilt and all, which helps us in order to expedite our development process on Algorand. And that's why the entire, I mean, the community is also loving that part, that now we are able to speed up our development process, right? So as a last step, I'm going to install PPEX. The command is, let's take a look at one more time, PPEX install AlgoKit. So I'll type over here, PPEX install AlgoKit. Hopefully it will work because this is the last step. And guys, one more thing, I'm operating from Windows Home. So people who are thinking that we need, particularly when we are talking about Docker, then we need a Pro version and all. So we don't need a Pro version of Windows. Windows Home is also enough. So if you go ahead over here, and let's say system settings or settings, and I click over there, you will be able to see that from where I can find out which version of Windows is this one. So probably from here. Yeah, you can see that over here. It is Windows 11 Home Single Language, right? So I'm not operating from a Windows Pro edition. I'm operating from a Windows 11 Home, which is normally available with each and every laptop you buy from India. Mostly, if you are buying just a Linux-based laptop, then a separate story. But if you are buying a simple Windows-based laptop, then you will always get this kind of Windows 11 Home Single Language Edition. Clear? So now our final step is also done. AlgoKit is now installed. So after following all these particular steps one by one, we are able to successfully install the AlgoKit environment. And apart from restarting and me, you can say advising you guys or talking about the various features of Algorand or AlgoKit, you can see that it took less than 15 to, I mean, it took between 15 to 20 minutes for us to set up the local sandbox environment without any glitch. You can see from over here, it is still showing 2028. We started at 8:03, that is 25 minutes, but we restarted and I spoke in between. So minimal time is around 15 to 20 minutes and you are good. If you have downloaded all the files like me earlier, yeah, because downloading depends on your internet speed and all, right? So now let us just see whether AlgoKit is really installed on our machine or not. So if I just press AlgoKit, yes, it is there. It is installed and it is possible for us to take a look at over here, right? If you want to study the tutorial for AlgoKit, I can just open this page and over here you can see that the whatever the things are required, the installation, how to check, and everything is given, right? But over here, what the question is that we have installed Docker, we have installed AlgoKit, Python, PPEX, and Git and everything. But as I promised you guys that we will be able to create the sandbox environment also. And if I go ahead and over here, I cannot see any images. This is still blank. That means my local or my sandbox environment is still not set. So how to do that? So just type this command, AlgoKit localnet start. So I'll type in the chat also, AlgoKit localnet start. Right? So let me press enter on my machine now. We have to wait because it will download the images and all since I've like uninstalled everything. So this might take some 5 to 6 minutes because depending on the speed of your internet. So over here we can see that it is trying to pull 3 particular items from Docker. Now the question is sometimes people ask me that where, okay, it is pulling, it is downloading from somewhere, but from where? So let me just showcase you from where. So Docker Hub, you can go to this place, Docker Hub, which is a place where every single Docker image is there. And I'm not sure whether we are allowed. Yeah, over here we can go and just explore. And if you explore over here, Algorand, you can see that AlgoD, testnet, betanet. And if I click on AlgoD, you will be able to see that it is an Algorand container, which we are just downloading from our terminal. So these are the commands. On the right hand side also the Docker pull command. If you want to try them separately on your own, you can do that. Right? So this is basically a place where people who are creating images for us to use, people who want to contribute to the open source world and all, we can go ahead from here. Right? So Explore will give you access to everything. If you want to have like Docker official image, if you want to check, see, this is by far the most, you can say, used Linux image, Alpine. And you will be surprised to see the size. If you open that, you will be able to see that how small is that. I'm not sure whether they have written the size or not, but somewhere around 10-15 MB, right? So this is just an idea of, you can see 1 billion downloads, right? Of how to use Docker. Right? Let's get back now. Yeah, it is done. And we can see that AlgoD pulled network and everything, creating, starting, waiting. And most importantly, the last 3 things are telling me that healthy, healthy, and healthy. 3 particular Docker container images are working right now in your local environment. One is known as Postgres, AlgoKit Postgres, AlgoKit AlgoD, and AlgoKit Index. Now, if I go back to my Docker, you can see that now 3 things are running right over here. These 3 particular items are there, which were previously not there, right? So they asked me to write down AlgoKit Explore. If you can see, let us just, okay, over here, AlgoKit Explore. So what will it do? It will just fire that particular website from where you can connect to your Sandbox environment also. Now over here, it is automatically connected to Sandbox environment. If you go ahead and check, as we tested in the first session, you can go back to testnet, but currently we are on Sandbox, so Sandbox is automatically connected. So over here, from where we have started, AlgoKit localnet start. Very simple command which started all these Docker images which are currently over there in your Docker desktop. It is visible over here, right? So this is basically the entire step-by-step process of installation of AlgoKit within your Windows environment, where you are having just a single home license and not a pro license. Still it will work. And you can see that we have not faced a single error. Apart from there, where we had to restart, as I told you, that is always wise to restart the machine after installing Docker, right? But it actually did not give an error, so I thought let us try. But again, the Docker engine could not start, so I had to go back and restart. So overall, this is how you can install the AlgoKit. Okay, any questions from anyone?
Hello.
Yes.
So like tomorrow is the last date for submitting the project, right? Initial version of the project.
This is not the place to ask that question. So please ask in the Discord or email.
I had spoken about it when you had logged off to restart the machine.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Vamsi. So
Hi.
it's October 1st. October 1st is the deadline.
Yeah. So like basically like my project is about like helping the Algorand developers. Like we are basically building a copilot for Algorand. Have you noticed? Have you seen this Polygon copilot? So basically, we are helping the developers to build on Algorand with helping them writing the smart contracts and getting started with the documentation and all. Like it will be interactive chat interface where the developers can just even a student like anyone can just chat and get their queries solved and get their can get the code for smart contracts and all.
Right. So Vamsi, why don't you and I connect offline after this and we can talk more?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
All right. Great. Does anyone have questions related to AlgoKit environment setup? Please go ahead and ask.
So as Mudassir also pasted in the chat that AlgoKit version will give you what version you have installed. So current version is 1.4.2. Now people normally ask that, okay, we have installed AlgoKit, we have installed Sandbox and everything is working, but how it will expedite my development process? So over here also, when you type down AlgoKit init, it will also create certain templates for you. By default, templates which are given to you. Beaker is basically an application. If you are a Solidity developer, this is basically your truffle, which is over here is Beaker. Tail script over there. Tail script is basically the script which converts your smart contract to bytecode, which can be consumed by the AVM, Algorand virtual machine. Then a React based template, smart contract is not included over there. Then full stack, complete smart contract plus front end and back end. And playground. Playground is basically where the smaller you can say Python files or Python smart contracts are given. So over here, if you select this one, PG, you can just name the directory. So let's say PG45, the directory name, and then it will just create a basic scaffolding template for with 6 smart contracts, which will allow you to check how to write down code in AlgoKit using PyTil. PyTil is basically Python plus Til. So we are talking to Til, but via Python route. That means we don't want you to learn a new language, but we want you to start developing. So once this is done, it will automatically create a project for us, and then we can open that project into Visual Code. We have already done this one, but I'm just showcasing after installation and everything. See, it is now done. And you can see that on the playground folder, if you expand, and if you expand if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 smart contracts are already created for you. If you expand Hello World, you will be able to see the same code which we have seen in the first session, right? So this is basically a way to create your smart contracts, sample smart contracts. From here, you can have an idea how to write down a production grade code, because they have bifurcated everything in 3 different files. This is just a smart contract. This is building or converting the smart contract into bytecode. And then this is basically deploying the smart contract using the command. Clear? Any doubts, anybody? Because today's agenda was just to make sure that you guys see that how the installation of AlgoKit is that easy and how quick it is. Without any sort of glitches, you will be able to install everything and running the AlgoKit environment in a way that it will allow you to create multiple projects and all, and you can start your development as soon as possible. All right, guys. So, Mohita, now what do you suggest? Because I don't think so there will be any questions. So should we cover something else, or?
If there's anything related to, the environment setup, maybe we can, just cover that, only because I don't want to jump into the other sessions or anything about, so I feel maybe you can just talk probably, Sunil, in brief what the next session will cover, so they know what's to come next, but not too deep. So just giving them an overview of what's next.
So next time we can start, because we are alternating, we are doing this one by one. Once we have done we started with AlgoKit, where we have seen the first installation, our first demo of that Hello World. We deployed over there. We created the JSON file, the ABI file. We uploaded over the test network and all. So this time we are going to continue the same methodology, that we will continue with our Visual .NET, or basically C#.NET scenario, so that the Microsoft developers who are like maybe the largest community in India of .NET developers, they can also leverage the same things which are there for regular Python developers also. So we are going to cover in the next session about C#. Okay, Meet has a question. What is the use of containers, AlgoD, Postgres, and indexer? So AlgoD basically is a node which will run the AVM, your Algorand virtual machine, which will give you 3 sandboxes, 3 wallet addresses, so which you can access to deploy your code to the test network or Sandbox or any other. Postgres node will create the database, because there is a myth that blockchain doesn't require database, but blockchain requires database also, and that is Postgres. Indexer basically is a node which you can say arranges all the blocks in a timely manner, right? So that it is very, very crucial for the blockchain to perform, particularly immutability aspect and all, that the chronology of the transactions must be maintained. So that is the job of an indexer, right? Okay, so Dr. Ramesh Chandra is asking, can we run a small application? So let me go to this one. And so I'll just run this. I'll select this file, and you can go to, okay, I'm not able to see my full screen. So just a moment. Yeah, run and start debugging. So either you can press F5, or you can go to this menu, run, and then you can start debugging by selecting the file which you want to deploy, right? So if I do that over here, you can see that it again started that AlgoKit localnet start. It is checking whether it is there or not. It is there, so no issues. This is not error from AlgoKit, so don't worry about that if you get this one. And you can see that an application is deployed with the application ID 1001, and the address is this one, right? Transaction ID is this one. And you can see that it is saying you hello beaker. From where you can find this one, if you go ahead and open that hello world.py, over there you can see that hello. Where's the word? This one particularly, the second variable. which is an argument variable, which passed from here. Exactly. Hello, Beaker. Yeah, from here. Right? So if you change this one, it will deploy something else. If you want, we can change this to Algorand, right? And let us save this file and let us deploy again. So this menu, run and start debugging. Let us see whether this time it works or not. Yes, and we can see that it is hello Algorand. But now the application ID is 1003, which we have already showcased this one, but still I'm showcasing one more time. So over here, if you go that and check the Mayuk, we can have that planned also, JavaScript SDK and all, because we have planned this currently these sessions for .NET and Python. But again, yes, JavaScript also we are in that phase that we want to introduce JavaScript also. So connect wallet, but I don't think so. It will be pure JavaScript. So you have to make sure that you understand bit of React also, or TypeScript rather, not React, but TypeScript with React. So over here, I can connect with this kind of wallet. We have already connected. And if you go to App Manager, so over here it is showcasing me that your account does not have any created applications. Why? Because the wallet which created this particular application and the wallet we have connected, both are different wallets, right? And that is the reason that we are not able to see any applications over here. But that doesn't mean that I cannot find out this over there. So I can just copy this one. I'll go to this place. And if I search over here, go to Explorer and search from this particular area, and you can see that it is there. The balance is there, account is there, FP and something, and minimum balance 0. So this is the address is there. Otherwise, it will give you an error saying that this is nothing, right? And there are transaction ID also, which was listed for you, this one. So if you copy the transaction ID, it will give you the transaction details also. See, right? Application call, block number 3. The fees was 0.001, and it is the entire thing over here, right? Okay, any other question from anyone? Because we have run the application also. We are able to see the application ID, the block number and everything is there. And you can see that to application 1003 or 1003 basically. And over here also the same. So we have done that. Okay. Premant has a question. While initializing Git repository, it is saying initial commit failed. Okay. You might have installed Git, but as I told you earlier that Git has 2 options to install. If you have installed this one, desktop.github.com, and if you have installed this one, it will not work. Why? Because we need this one, which has some basic command line libraries specially designed for Windows. So you can download this one, that's fine, but you have to install this one, this particular item, and you will not get that error. So you might have installed GitHub, but you have to install Git for Windows. You have to download from here, gitforwindows.org, and install that one. You will not have that error. No worries.
Hello,
Okay.
guys. I just shared the YouTube channel of AlgoGyaan, and all the previous sessions will be found here, and also some upcoming session can be found here. So you can just go through it and look at all the sessions.
Yes. And I just had because somebody asked me about the JavaScript part and all, but guys, just don't limit yourself, because nowadays the entire and everybody is talking about React and Node and everything else, but that doesn't mean that other languages are not there. Like the C#, which is one of the oldest languages in the IT world, and this is the only platform which supports a very, very decent integration with blockchain, right? And after the .NET Core platform and all, it is now very easy to deploy the same code over Windows machine as well as your Android phone and as well as iPhone. And by far, even React.js is not able to do that, right? Or React Native or any other Flutter or something is not capable to do that. While C# is the only language, using Algorand, you can directly create a mobile application. Extremely fascinating. So if I understand that you guys from maybe JavaScript, because it is nowadays very famous and all, but you should at least study C# also, right? It will help you in your career too. Okay, guys. Then any more questions?
I guess not.
Also, Sunil sir, the one
Yeah.
thing you have already mentioned earlier, that all the Python and all the things should be downloaded from the window app, that basically application from the terminal, because some people start installing from the Chrome and basically browser, so it get errors. That's why.
No, three things you have to download from browser. One is your Docker desktop. The other is your WSL2 from here, from this particular location, this one. Third is this one, Git for Windows. Rest everything you have to download from the terminal itself. Do not go or try to download Python directly. Just write down Python over there. It will automatically redirect you to this Windows Store application and you can download from there without any trouble.
So now those 3 links, have you shared already in the chat box?
Yes, I've already shared in the chat.
Okay, so when I put this video up, Mudassir, just leave that in the description or in the comment section, the 3 links.
Sure, will do.
Yeah, all right.
Okay then, Mohita. Then
All
it
right.
seems there are no questions. So, okay, share the Word document
Word doc,
also.
yeah.
Okay, we will put over some Google Doc link and you will be able to take from there. We'll put there.
All right. Any other suggestions, recommendations, questions? So now, could you also put in your Twitter handle in the chat box?
Yes.
Thank you, Sunil. Guys, please give him a follow. And if you've got questions related to previous sessions, upcoming sessions, anything about this session, please feel free to reach out to Sunil, and he'll be happy to respond.
I can share my LinkedIn profile also, guys. Just give me a moment. I'm okay. I'm happy to even answer your questions over there too. So don't hesitate to ask. This is me. It's just an old photograph, so don't think that I'm trying to cheat someone. Yeah, Mayuk, thank you.
And especially companies, that are still looking to submit or are building solutions, students, participating in the student hackathon, please feel free to especially reach out to Sunil, who'll be happy to guide and assist. So please take that up, because he'll only help you refine your pitch, your ideas, in I would say in a more streamlined manner. I'm sure you already have great ideas, but he can, just assist in streamlining and making it all the more efficient. So please do that. And Sunil, thank you so much for doing these sessions. Every Friday we're here, and you diligently present, and you are always so patient and answering everyone's questions. So thank you so much. Thank you also to the wonderful community. I see names that have been with us in the earlier sessions as well, in the first 2 sessions, and are now here again. So I really hope, please give your feedback to Sunil. Some of you have been here in the earlier sessions. Okay, one is showing clapping hands, so I think that is great. But please also, some words of appreciation, especially for Sunil, would be great. And also let us know at Algo Bharat, how we can continue to, what sessions would you like to see? What topics would you like covered? How can we better our events, activities? Just talking about the Bharat ecosystem as such. We are always happy and eager, in fact, to hear from our community. So thank you to the wonderful audience. Thank you, Sunil. Thank you so much, and we look forward to meeting you again next Friday at 8 p.m. sharp.
Yes. Thank you very much, guys. Have a wonderful, sleep as early as it is about to reach 9 p.m. So, and please join us for the next webinar on the next Friday, as Monica rightly said. And as per the request, we will try to cover the JavaScript part also soon. But again, we already planned the sessions in advance. So just give us a little bit time, and we will cover that part also.
Yep, well said, well said. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful
Thank you.
weekend. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye bye.